Hello, you just caught me. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and whatever gender you wish to be. Welcome to the channel. It's an inexplicable experience. Welcome to a Steve Morgan experience. This is my channel, this is my experience, and this is... Great show for you today. We've got the bad jokes, we've got Jasmine's food reviews, we've got Wally of the week, we've got a movie review, and what a movie. We've got Cocaine Bear review coming up shortly, we've got a soapbox, we're going to do shout outs, we're going to do everything. We might have time for something a little special as well, but who knows. So let's do this! It's the news. So the news. Basically, not much has been happening this week. There's a few things I've probably missed a lot because I have not been, I haven't had my ear to the ground this week because just a few things going on in my life. But okay, so the news. Joe Biden went to Northern Ireland. Joe Biden went to Northern Ireland. Kind of rhymes, but doesn't. Yes, Joe said that he said, being an Irishman, he was looking forward to going to Northern Ireland. I mean, being an Irishman, he's got family who are Irish. And a few lines back, and he thinks he's an Irishman. I've got a great-grandma who's Irish. If I went to Ireland and said, I'm home, I'd probably get my head kicked in. That's fucking stupid. Also, Elon Musk, brilliant. Elon Musk has said he might have made a mistake with Twitter and he's feeling very stressed. Tough shit. You got upset because Twitter kicked people off for being abusive, and because if you felt that they were that everyone had the right for freedom of speech, you went on there and found it wasn't that easy. Ha 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 ha. Your own stupid fault. You spent a load of money and you lost it all. You're an idiot. That's it. What else is in the news today? Not much. Not much at all. Well, there's probably lots actually, but I haven't really been looking. So anyway, I've got to make this last for 3 or 4 minutes. Mrs. Bishop of Hullingate, England, was run over by a tram today. She was run over by a tram because she was running across the tracks to buy fish and chips. This honestly happened. I have not made this up, honest. This is a real news story. I am really rushing this. I've got a soapbox I've got to do as well, and I haven't got that either. In the news, I have a cat. His name is Randall. He's over here. Say hello, Randall. Meow. Randall is now being made Prime Minister. But he'd do a better fucking job than Rishi Sunak, wouldn't he? Rishi Sunak is a. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, also in the news, Boris Johnson just fell off a cliff. Carlsberg don't make the news. Is it Carling or Carlsberg? Carlsberg don't make the news, but if we did, it would probably be the best news in the world. Anyway, that's the news. Goodbye. I feel like busting loose with bad jokes. Why did a chicken cross the road? To get away from me. Jasmine's food review.
Welcome back to Jasmine's food review again. We're now going to try seafood stick. That was awful.
Wally of the week. Hi, so a Wally of the week this week is in fact more of a suck up than a Wally. This is Magic Dancing with Wood, who says, completely unrelated, but I just googled Rosie just now, and Wiki says she is 51 years old. That can't be right, can it? Oh, in my head she looks 20 years younger. Nothing at all wrong with being or looking 51, but I do wonder what her secret is. Actually, that was fun. Actually, put it in the outtakes later. Or just leave it in. Okay, no, actually, that is a good point, because I do wonder what her secret is as well. I reckon her secret is this. Yep, she bathes in virgin blood just like Elizabeth Bathory. You are my suck up of the week, my friend. Suck up! Steve's soapbox. My soapbox is a bit weird today because, as you know, I've only just made. I didn't have one. Yeah, I haven't even moved set from the news. And if you notice, I've got the same t-shirt on I've been wearing for Wally of the Week, news and the soapbox. Woo! Well, anyway, I'm supposed to walk around in a circle, aren't I? I'll do something like that. Not today. I'm just sitting on a chair. I probably won't even get angry either. I don't know. I might do. I'll just punch my cat by accident. Okay, so my soapbox is really simple. It's, when people say we shouldn't do change for change's sake. Now, I know what they mean, but it's a stupid way of saying it, isn't it? Because change for change's sake. Surely all change is for change's sake. I mean, if something needs to be changed, then it's changing for change's sake, for the sake of change. What they mean is we shouldn't just change things for the hell of it. We should try and keep what is normal. And in some ways, yes, but in other ways, no. Change is the problem with our country, and the problem with every human being is we don't like change. We're scared of it. And when we find something new, even we have to get used to something new, all of a sudden we're like, oh, I'm not sure about that. That's why racism exists, really honestly, and that's why transphobia exists and homophobia and all the other things. We're so frightened of something, but we have to make it into a bad thing. We have to see the bad side of everything. And when we make the bad side of everything, we convince ourselves that we're right, that the people we're talking about are criminals or perverts or other things, even though they're not. And it's quite a scary thing when you live in the world, especially when you've got people who don't really give a fuck and are just going through the motions of giving a fuck. Because let's face it, no one gives a fuck if it's not on their doorstep. And yes, I understand that and I appreciate that, but if it suddenly was on your doorstep and it was you, it'd be a completely different thing. And I find that hypocritical and kind of annoying. I'm also get annoyed by a lot of things, actually. One of the things I really do get annoyed about, I'm constantly being told I'm woke and I'm politically correct and I'm one of them and I'm a snowflake and a loony lefty and all that kind of fucking shit. And it does annoy me when I do see people who are left-wing going a little bit too mental. It's like, what the fuck are you on about? I mean, I agree with everything they're saying in principle, but it's when you're pushing it into a stage where you're going, right, okay, for example, this person came out and defended trans people, but he stupidly used the word tranny, which is a slur. But here's the thing, everything he said was good and well intended. So you kind of go, so the best thing to do is go, thank you for that, that's really good. I don't like the word tranny, but hey, thank you, but don't worry about that. Just try not to say it in future. That kind of thing. That's all you need. But it's like, no, we must let him know that what he has said is wrong. We must make this man a criminal. We must make this man look really bad. And you think, stop. Just stop. Because how are you expected to have allies if you're going to attack someone who's being an ally? You're just causing problems, and it's just like, but this is on every single account. This happens all the time. These are the things we should be teaching our kids. How to fight your battles. That's what we should be teaching them. But instead, what we're trying to teach them is everything you've been taught is wrong, and you're a soft shit, and we don't like you, and we're scared of you. Because we're all frightened of change, and children, despite the fact we're programmed to love and want children, but the truth is, children are change. Because they come with different ideas. They reach a certain stage of their lives, and they don't follow you anymore. And they look around and they see what needs to be done. They see the world in a different way, and they see what needs to be done, and we're frightened of that, so we try to push them down. But you can't. It's because every time you do it, children just come out bigger and stronger. That's why, and it doesn't matter how much you oppress. Certain writers were wrong about that. They just saw the oppression and were all talking about the oppression, and oppression is wrong. But you can oppress and oppress, but the more you oppress, the more you push down on an inflatable, the more it's going to pop up and knock you over. And that's just life. Changes are coming, and there's nothing you can do about it. The answer is blowing in the wind. And any other fucking thing I can think of. That's been my rant, my soapbox. I know it's not like any other soapbox, and I've been spending most of the time looking at my eye and thinking, is that bulging? Anyway, thank you very much. See ya. I want to be ya. I've got to do a review next. Shout it out loud. Genesis Elijah is a brilliant rapper. He's absolutely fantastical. Is it rapper or is it hip hop? I'm not into that kind of music, but I do like his stuff. And I do like the fact the man is the most hardest working bloke I know, because I've seen how much work he's done in the past few years. He is a very successful rapper who isn't famous. Because this is the thing about music. A lot of people seem to think if you're fame and success are the same thing, but they're not. And Evan Ettinger proves this. He's got a podcast out. You should go see it. You should go listen to it. It's very good and it's very entertaining. So there we go. Hi. So I've not got a comedy character to on this show because I thought I'd talk about something instead. I thought I'd talk about my love of Doctor Who. Now, Doctor Who's a very long-running show. It's very popular, but I became a big fan of this show for a long time, and I was thinking about when did I become a fan? Because there's a lot of people, when I listen to their stories, they used to watch it as children. I didn't. But when did my Doctor happen? When did that moment happen? I mean, there's so many people who say, I used to watch it with Tom Baker here, I used to watch this, I used to watch that, and they talk about their childhood and how much they love Doctor Who. But mine came in a different way. My earliest memory of Doctor Who was when I was a baby. I remember that one. I say baby, I must have been about 2 or 3. My brother, who, as far as I'm concerned, never used to sit and watch Doctor Who either when he was a kid. But he had this annual called a Doctor Who annual, and it had 2 people in it. It had a big picture of Tom Baker and a picture of Peter Davison. And I was going, well, I think I was at that stage where you point at picture, goes, who's that? Who's that kind of stage, you know? And that's the doctor, pointing at Peter Davison. Who's that? That's the doctor. It's a different person. And my brother explained to me that he changed into a different person, which as a child was like, what? Wow. And I remember then looking at all the stories and seeing the difference between the two doctors, like it was something amazing. I was like, this is, and they did like comic books, and the artwork was completely different on both. That blew me away. And I also remember watching Castrovalva. I didn't know it was Castrovalva at the time. I remember sitting down and seeing Chekhov from Star Trek, and it wasn't Chekhov from Star Trek. I was very young. It was a bloke who just happened to have a yellow shirt and a similar haircut. But I remember him being tortured in this really weird way, and I was like, "What is this? This is bizarre." And this is the first time I'd seen Doctor Who, and it was Castrovalva. Now, my memories of Doctor Who after that, not much at all, because we didn't watch it. I don't remember much about it. I just remember it must have been 86, I reckon, 85, 86, when the five Doctors came on DVD. Now, the show had already been on in about 83, but I wouldn't have seen it. I remember getting it out on video in the video shop, because it was a Doctor Who video, and there weren't no Doctor Who videos. So I was like, what the hell is... Well, there might have been, but I don't remember. I just remember this one just being in the video shop. And I went and got it, and I put it on, and I was absolutely amazed. There was all these people who were all the Doctor, and I didn't understand why and how that was. I was a young boy, really, really fascinated. That's when the fascination and the idea of that became like, wow. Shortly after that, my friend Adam Warmer, he used to watch Doctor Who a lot as a kid. And I went round his house and they were always watching it. They were watching the Sylvester McCoy ones. With the Sylvester McCoy ones, I didn't realise till later, but I missed only a couple. I was watching them around his house and later at my house. And I used to love them. I didn't really I don't know if I really 100% got it at the time, because I've now watched it back and understood it a lot more. But it was just mad, and I just think it was a brilliant thing to watch. Sylvester McCoy became my Doctor. After that, I remember sort of like being obsessed with it and watching the old ones back on UK Gold, and watched a lot of them. And that became really, I started to become more interested, but at this point, Doctor Who had stopped. So when I started to pique interest, it was over with. I remember the Paul McGann movie, and I must admit, a lot of the Doctor Who fans, they were going out and getting lots of stuff during the Wilderness Years, like little fan-made movies and stuff, and all this other, and other books and stuff. But I'd just come to this world, so I didn't know any of this stuff, and I was just waiting for Doctor Who stuff. There was a really bad EastEnders thing, but that was despicable, we'll pretend it never happened. I watched the Doctor Who movie, I loved it, but unfortunately that didn't lead into anything else, which was a bit depressing. That's the first time I started to notice the books for the first time, because they were, but I wasn't an avid reader at that time, so I didn't get any. When Doctor Who started in the new Adventure series, the new series, the New Who, I became a massive fan, and all of a sudden, Doctor Who had arrived for me. Doctor Who was a show which changed me and made me feel, it felt like it was my show. It's just, I just came into it too late, and I missed a lot. But there we go, there we are. That's my Doctor Who review. Thank you. Okay, so Wally of the Week this week isn't actually a Wally, more of a suck up. Here's the person dancing with wood, is that? Oh, I don't know. That doesn't make...
What are you doing?
No, right, today's Wally of the Week is someone called Mrs. Sunrise. Yeah, they've got some weird names on Twitter. Anyway, this is after the pictures came out of all these Nazi people on in this parade, in this thing in Australia, the hate speech thing. These Nazis came out and they started to fight, and there's pictures of them goose stepping, as I said. Here are the pictures. Here's some more. Just some things what happened in their rally. Yeah, so as you can see, there's pictures of them goose stepping and stuff. And someone said, oh, look, the Nazis are out on Twitter. And Mrs. Sunrise, or Sunshine, or Mrs. Sunrise, I think, yes, she said, hold on. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about lots of different things, but the most important thing I think we should be talking about right now is literature. Let's start that again. It didn't start. Hi everybody, we've got a great show lined up for you today. We have got Clerks 3 review. We've got Camilla will be here. The wonderful Camilla will be here to do oh fuck that was crap. Final thoughts. So that's the end of the series. It's all over and done with. I'll be back in a month with a brand new show and some new features, hopefully. We'll find out next week. Anyway, thank you very much for my loyal following. I was quite impressed. I've had some new what's the word? No, this isn't the bleak honest. I've had some new subscribers, and I say welcome aboard. I want to get to 50 subscribers by the end of next season, and the 50th subscriber will get a special gift from me, surprise gift. So hopefully, if I get to 50 subscribers, that 50th subscriber will get a surprise gift. So let's do this, people. Meanwhile, please subscribe, please like, please dislike if you didn't like anything. Please, all the other stuff, you know what it is. By now, thank you very much and goodbye.